Selection for what country carries no monetary reward, but it's an honour valued by all the participants. New Zealand captain Barry Moore sees the competition as an appropriately high-level event to trial a new ice shade specifically for billiards and snooker. He sets the square up front, blocks out the distractions when it's lined up with the cushions of the table. Last year's test was won by New Zealand. This year, Australia evens score, although the local juniors are beaten by New Zealand in an inaugural competition for players under 21.
I'd like to thank the Commercial Club very much for putting on this tournament. I always come back here playing with Fred Osborne, and wish all players better luck tomorrow.
Tonight is a useful exercise in loosening up the workings of the room and its support system. What draws people to snooker in the first place and keeps them practising endlessly to be able to compete at a high level? Personal pride, says Harry Hudanga.
I used to go to snooker with some friends, and they used to beat me all the time, and I couldn't handle it, so I knew I had to practice going, you know, and practice made it. I beat them.
My name's Darren Johnson. I've come down from Sydney. I've been in Australia just almost 2 years, and I snooker up again about a year ago. I played in England for about 7 or 8 years, had no luck, been travelling, came to Australia, decided that I couldn't just to pick the up again, and I'm just playing on the Australian circuit. And the standard here is just as good as what it is in England, but there's just not as many players, so it gives people like me with a hard chance to get to the money. There's plenty of Kiwis here and Victorians and New South Welshmen, but when it comes down to it, the Poms really rule the Green Bays, and there's a couple of good Poms today.
And a few women too, including Australia's women's champion Kathy Parisish, fresh from having her first baby and putting into practice her belief that women players will improve faster if they meet men in head-to-head competition. Once more, the early rounds of the Fred Osborne Classic see the usual carnage among the locals and the hopefuls, until a field of more than 120 is reduced to a point where only those with the aforementioned half a chance remain to tempt the punters into buying a few more tickets in the Calcutta, or taking some other flutter.
Play it, and you might win some money. How does that sound? $1 ticket? Good, thank you.
Well, that should be a good ticket, I'd imagine. Everything's right.
It's during this tournament that smoking in the snooker room comes under scrutiny, leading to a members' vote afterwards that sees smoking banned during major tournaments until further notice. Smokers, who make up a fair portion of the tournament volunteer helpers, afterwards warn their services may not be so forthcoming in future. And how will leading players who smoke between shots react to the ban, they ask. The issue strikes an unusual note of discord among club members. Saturday afternoon in Commercial Club in Albury, on the weekend of the Fred Osborne, is when the last 16 survivors in the tournament emerge. And who they may be, how they may fare, is mostly what all the talk is about. The Australian Championship starting here in 2 days, the Australian Billiards and Snooker Council is holding its annual meeting here as well, with Tasmanian Rex Swain in the chair.
Mr. Chairman, the next ordinary situation, as you know, the international body set up a committee to look at the New Zealand question. The Minister of Sport in New Zealand made a clear statement about the matter, and as a result, the Secretary of IBNS...
There's a report on snooker politics in New Zealand to discuss, which leaves a few wondering if the form of their players might be affected.
I'm a good chance because I'm coming in fresh, so please don't blame well. So I'm very relaxed coming over here. It's just mainly looking forward to having a good tournament.
but...
I'm about to play my first match for the consolation plate, but I'm looking forward to a really good tournament for the Australian Women's Championships.
It's almost an Osborne tradition for favourites to surprise a feast, and this year's event sees more of these casualties than usual.
I just got a bad start, had a couple of loose shots, and Aaron played very well to start with, and I've made a comeback, and then a couple of drifts on the table got me in a couple of shots, and didn't play well in the long run.
I got it together. I just got concentrated. I didn't get very nervous. If you get nervous, you miss. You know, there's no point in worrying if you get missed. But when you start doing that, you are going to. I don't think it's cost me anything now. I beat this guy next. I'm well in the money. So it's not the money at all. And I haven't got a lot of it, but it isn't the money that matters at all. You don't think about that. And each game you play, about one more stage, will be played for about $400 at a time. $400, $700. I played from about the age of 10 to the age of 20, 6 to 7 of those years. But never had any real support or backers behind me which I needed. I didn't just need the financial support, I needed the moral support. I remember on the first time when on my 18th birthday I made my first 100 break. I went home and told my mother, and I said, Mum, I just made my first 100 break, 120, and she said, oh, that's lovely, son. What do you want for your